Today we're playing Pinball and we're in game with Mr Croat and PizzaSpider. PizzaSpider and I are both under level compared to Croat, so we've got our work cut out for us in these matches, which is evident by the fact that we've both been pushed back to our base. PizzaSpider's rocking the Nitron, the Mega Mastadon and also the Mega Thunderbow, all at level 15. The Mega Thunderbow's got a really cool ability where on kill, it heals your team. I definitely could have done with that then. Not to worry, we're going to come back in with a Revonix. Mr Croat's playing with the Ultra Speed, which he's got leveled up to level 12 at the moment. I believe this is a new unlock for him, as I'm sure I remember him saying quite a while ago that he wishes he had one. If you've seen any of my Ultra Speed showcases or videos where I'm using it, you'll know that it increases the movement speed every 5 seconds, and it doesn't seem to level out for a long time if it does at all. The game can actually become quite hard to play and it can become quite hard to control yourself. So keep an eye out for Mr Croat zipping around the map. You can see him go past there. You can also watch him on the minimap. It's really fun to just see him absolutely zooming around the place, picking up all the tokens and just making mincemeat out of the opponents. I assume he's using the heal card because he seems to do very well at survival, and the Ultra Speed has a very low HP pool. So these are going to be some fun games. I hope you enjoy watching them. It's good to see speed gameplay from somebody else's perspective. I very rarely get teammates loading in with the Ultra Speed, and when I do, they don't seem to last with it. So it was fun to see Mr Croat kicking ass with this blaster, even though he doesn't have it fully leveled yet. These games were a lot of fun. You've probably noticed that I've unlocked the lava skin for the Ultra Select. I absolutely love this skin. It looks really cool, and even though it's a bit cliche, it looks a lot better than the standard skin, so I'm enjoying that as well. I'm going to try and keep supporting Croat as much as possible. I can reliably let him pick up most of the tokens through these games, so we can concentrate more on just killing the opponents. If Croat does die, his other blaster he's using is the Dreadbolt, so we'll see loads and loads of zombies on the battlefield. Other than that, he's got the usual Cycloneshock to give that plus 20% rate of fire to all your blasters. A very good choice. The Ultra Speed normally fires at about the same rate as the Ultra Select with the Cycloneshock, which is what I'm using at the moment. So the rate of fire you can see from me is what the Ultra Speed normally has. However, that plus 20% increase to its rate of fire makes it an absolute machine. What I don't know is whether Croat is using it in manual fire mode or auto fire mode. I tend to use it in auto fire mode because I find it very hard to run and aim when I'm in manual fire mode. It doesn't matter so much when I'm using the Revonix because that's got a crap aim anyway, but for a very accurate blaster like the Ultra Speed, which I used to use as a sniper rifle, that accuracy is important. So Croat, if you're watching the video, please leave me a comment and let me know which mode you were using. If you use both modes, please tell me which one you preferred. I'd love to know. And tell us all what your overall opinion of the blaster is. I know you've not got it fully leveled up yet, but you absolutely kicked ass with it. Okay, let's try and analyse how Mr Croat uses the speed. When I use it, I normally hold back for about 20 or so seconds until the speed builds up. You see Croat running forward there, he's immediately got the first token and he's holding the left hand flank. He's currently just holding our side of the hole in the middle, being careful not to drop in, picking up the tokens, but he's also engaging the enemies at the front line. So you can see now he's moving around, he's starting to use the speed of the blaster to his advantage and playing up front really. That is very close gameplay for such an accurate long range blaster. He's got the retention, I mop everybody up and he's zipped all the way around the back of the building and come back to our side now. So the person with the brain saw no chance of catching him. He's now holding 5 tokens and he's back at the front line with the 2 of us holding it cleverly. So you see how he nips forward, picks that token up, is engaging the enemy, and once again he's performing that manoeuvre, running round the back. The enemies give chase and he just teleports back to our side, so really making great use of the environment there. Because he's got the tokens, the enemies are more likely to focus on him, and his movements are preventing them from creating any sort of coordinated attack. They're completely all over the place and it's making them extremely vulnerable to the long range sniper fire that's coming from me and from PizzaSpider. The enemies have a lot of blasters on cooldown, so they're spawning in dribs and drabs, and they're still giving chase. They need him to go down because he's got all the tokens, but they're not managing to do it, and just look how quickly he zips around the place. Completely outmaneuvering everybody, making sure to make good use of all the obstacles so that the enemies can't get good line of sight on him. And now he's taken the maneuver up the ramp, which is the right thing to do. Enemies give chase, and down goes the timer. That last match was an absolute masterclass in how to use the speed, and he's not even got it leveled up yet, so when he unlocks the third nerf power, it's going to gain plus 15% damage for every kill, which just makes it go insane. The Speed Blaster does have some vulnerabilities though. It's extremely vulnerable to ricochet attacks from both the Revonix and from the Nitron Blaster, and it's also susceptible to stun abilities, which come from the Stomp card, the Revonix again, of course, and from the Stratahawk. The Blaster's a complete glass cannon, so it's extremely powerful, but it cannot take many hits before you get killed. Your health pool is a lot lower than it would be with a normal Blaster. So if you're just catching strays from ricochets and like taking damage and there's not a lot you can do about it, or worse, you get stunned and you're a complete sitting duck, you can get taken out very quickly. The movement speed of the Blaster does allow you to evade, so if you really want to, you can try and evade and heal back up if you've taken some damage, but easily the best thing to do with this Blaster is to use the heal card, because that survivability, that longevity that allows you to build up the speed and also the damage bonus once you've unlocked it is what makes the Blaster shine. So right now, PizzaSpider and I have fought our way back into the bottom left corner, and what Croat is doing is performing hit and run attacks, so it's coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out, getting them distracted, which is keeping me and PizzaSpider alive. And as you can see, none of us have gone down despite that very heavy push from the opponents, even with an active shield, so that was some great team play there. Very thoughtful from Mr Croat to keep them distracted like that, running in, hit them, run away, hit them, run away, and both PizzaSpider and I are just gunning them down in the meantime. So as you can see, their push has completely collapsed, we've got all the tokens, there goes the timer, and another victory. Our team have actually got a really balanced set of blasters, and we're playing 3 separate roles really. PizzaSpider using that Mega Thunderbow, and every time he gets a kill he's healing the entire team. That's obviously very beneficial to Mr Croat. It helps me as well, but I'm sniping and I've got the healing card, so I tend to have a good survivability anyway, but it's definitely going to be helping with Mr Croat with that low HP pool. That Nitron Blaster that PizzaSpider's rocking is also very good for like a sniping role of sorts, because it's got the same ricochet ability as the Revonix, but it's far more accurate, so you can stand at a distance and pick people off and then people are just catching strays. Really good when all of your opponents are focusing their fire on some like crazy maniac zipping around with a speed blaster. Notice how Croat has helped to hold the line. You know, he's not completely ran forward yet because he's building up that speed, but he's also playing very tactically. We're just wearing our opponents down at the moment. They're pushing their way to the middle, they're not getting far. Croat once again using that teleporter to distract everybody and to move around even faster than he's already moving. He's also got access to both of the ramped areas, which is great for kiting the opponents up, because you can run around to the other side, jump off the ledge. Your opponents will, instead of jumping off the ledge, turn around and run back down the ramp, which is how you know that the bots, like human players, wouldn't be that stupid, but the bots do that. Take a bit of heavy fire there, but the healing card coming in clutch. I'm very impressed how Mr Croat hasn't fallen into the hole or ran into the hammers yet. Like, by this point, when I'm using the speed blaster, I have done that at least once, if not multiple times. Seasoned pro, I guess. And I'm also clumsy as fuck. Alright, we've got 2 opposing double punches, which means that we could have as many as 5 enemies on the battlefield at any given time. If you don't know, the double punch allows you to make a weaker clone of yourself, although doing so significantly weakens yourself. Also, I'm told, never played with a blaster. Well, tell a lie, I have played with a blaster because I own one and I've taken it to multiple Nerf wars, so I've played with it, but funnily enough, when I do that, I never get to clone myself, so you know, I think it's false advertising, to be honest, it's bullshit. And speaking of Nerf Wars, today I've signed up to join a 200 FPS Nerf War in Blackpool in February. In real life, it's going to be 8 on 8, 9 hours worth of play. Well, there'll be breaks. It won't be 9 hours worth of play, thankfully. But that should be fun. I've got myself a Pro Strife from the Nerf line, and I've also got myself a Worker Seagull. Both of them around the 150 to 200 FPS mark. Really looking forward to playing that. Don't know if I'll be able to film any footage on the day. Obviously, there's I'm in the UK, there's GDPR. But if I am able to take some footage, I might post a video on my channel of some real-life Nerf gameplay for a change. So, yeah, that'd be interesting, right? I think at absolute minimum, I'll post a few photos on the community section of my page. So, yeah, look out for that if that's your thing. Wow, look at Mr Croat there, super fast moving around, zipping all over the place. Double punches, made a good attempt, but, wave collapsed, didn't do well. Let's hope I can play this well in real life. You know what? I might even take my Revonix to the Nerf War. Revonix has got a super low FPS, it's probably around 60, so when the limit's 200, that's obviously not great. So it won't be able to compete really, but it might be quite fun to do it to troll. Maybe not because it's 8 on 8, I imagine that's going to be quite competitive, and I don't want to piss 7 people off by just whipping a Revonix out, as funny as that might be. But I might take it along anyway, just because it's an oddity. The Revonix is an old rare blaster, you do not see them around. The ammo is super difficult to come across. I had to bulk order 1,000 discs. And they came in these super old packages. They were that old, some of them were mouldy, but the actual discs themselves were fine because they were in plastic, obviously. But they're super expensive normally. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, maybe not for gameplay, but just to kind of show off and make friends. I've met some of the people who were running the event in the past at other Nerf Wars. It's been run by a company called Fancy Impact Blasters. If you're in the UK, they 3D print custom blasters, some really awesome, cool designs. Check them out on Facebook. You can also find them on the website UK Nerf War. Just in case anyone's wondering, nobody asked me to mention these things. But definitely worth checking out. They do some really cool stuff, so really looking forward to that. I first met them all last year or maybe even the year before at a Nerf War with having the UK here called Grim Up Nerf, so that's held in Bradford, and it's a family friendly low FPS event where you just bring your standard stock blaster that you've picked up off the shelf and you can take it with you and have a great time. Lots of kids there, lots of adults there, it's very friendly. And I met Fancy Impact Blaster team and they brought the family with them and they'd 3D printed the door of this super cool flywheel pink blaster. Grim Up Nerf actually have a YouTube channel where you can see some footage of the kind of Nerf Wars they run. They're super fun. The videos that are made by a guy called Just a Jolt, they're aimed at children, so they're obviously a bit wacky and a bit fun, but if you want to see what that kind of stuff is, it's well worth a watch. I really enjoy them. He's not uploaded any for a while, but you can go back and watch some of the previous ones. So that was my introduction into the world of Nerf Wars. I've had an absolutely fantastic time. Unfortunately, they've not run an event since May, and I missed the May event because I had COVID, which sucked. That's what I bought the Revonix for. I brought it to take it there. Didn't get to do it, which I was really gutted about. In fact, I think I'll drop a link to one of the videos in the description of this video, just because I think it's really wholesome and entertaining. The last one of their events I went to, they had a really fun and unique gameplay type. So they split everybody into 2 teams. You had one team starting outside the hall, one team starting inside the hall. Inside the hall there was an old Super Nintendo system with Mario logged into it, and the idea was that your team had to fight their way into the hall, get control of the games console, and then see how far one of your teammates could get through the Super Mario before they got tagged by the opponents. And if the opponent tagged you and they got hold of the console, they had to reset. And yeah, it was super fun. There was this kid on our team who happened to be just a complete whiz at Super Mario. We managed to hold the snares for I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and he got through about 9 or 10 levels. The kid was amazing. It was so much fun. I don't think there's a video of that on the channel. Maybe there is, I've not checked it, but yeah, have a look. Okay, we've unfortunately lost PizzaSpider, so it's just me, Croat, and a bot. Bot's most likely going to meat wave, because that's what bots do. So let's see how we get on with this. We survived that early sneak attack, and now we've got incoming. So the opponents just meat waving as well. Drop a couple of tokens up for us. The wave collapses completely, and now I'm not sure if that is Croat forward or the bot. It's hard to tell. I think it's probably Croat. No, it's the bot. So Croat went down and he's respawned back in with the Dreadbolt. So yeah, losing one of our teammates. Obviously it's harder to survive, and Croat's obviously lost the bonus of the healing from the Mega Thunderbow. We've got zombies spawning in, which are taking some of the heat from us. I've been holding one of my favourite sniper spots on this particular map, just moving forward, just pick those tokens up, but I don't need to. Croat's on top of it. So yeah, just here by this kind of bumper, you can really get a great line of sight directly to the enemy spawn point, and you've got loads of obstacles to hide behind should you need to. It's also very easy to dodge the pinball as long as you've got the sound on and you can listen out for it launching. Croat's teleported forward behind their base. I'm not sure if by intention or by accident, but either way, just causing the enemies to turn around, focus on Croat, and then they all get taken out. There's zombies all over the place now, and we are fully in control of this battlefield. So they've got pressure coming from both sides. The enemies can't do anything about it. Not even sure where our teammate is. It absolutely does not matter. So yeah, good domination there. Once again, some fantastic teamwork and hopefully some very fun gameplay. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.